In number 51, a person is walking towards a mountain. At one point, the angle of elevation from the ground to the top of the mountain is 37 degrees. After walking another 1,000 yards, the angle is somewhat steeper and is now 40 degrees. They ask you to find the height of the mountain. Now, what we need to do is we may need to find some other things before we can actually get to the side of that mountain. The fact that this is a right angle and this is a 37-degree angle allows us to find this big angle up here as 53 degrees. Also notice, and let me write that comes from 180 minus 90 minus 37 equals 53. Also notice that this 40-degree angle is supplementary, so the other side of this is 140. Now we have two angles out of this triangle, so we can find that little angle at the top is actually 3 degrees. That's 180 minus 140 minus 37 equals 3. Now remember, to get from the 30-degree angle to the 40-degree angle, they had walked an extra 1,000 feet. What this does is it allows us to use the law of sines. Because we have two angles and one of the sides opposite that angle, we can set up our proportion. So we're going to have sine of 3 degrees over 1,000 feet is equal to sine of 140 degrees over side x. And side x is that hypotenuse of the big triangle. Let's calculate that value. We can do that using cross multiplication. So we get x sine of 3 equals 1,000 sine of 140. Divide both sides by sine of 3 to get x by itself. And now we can calculate x. 1,000 sine of 140 divided by sine of 3. X is 12,281.950. And of course that is in feet. Now we weren't asked for that value, but we actually need it to help us find the other side. 281.95. Now the reason that we need it is because we now have the fact that this 90-degree angle is across from that side, and we have the 37-degree angle is across from the side y. So we can set up a second proportion and finally solve for y. So this time we get sine of 90 over 12,281.95 is equal to sine of 37 divided by y. Set up or use cross multiplication, and we get y sine of 90 equals 12,281.95 sine of 37. Divide both sides by sine of 90. And we will get our y. Once you calculate y, you will get y equals 7,391.462 2 feet.